game show reviewer, reviewing the game show greats and the occasional dud, and welcome back, my friends, to yet another episode of Reviewers 5-Minute Reviews, or just simply 5-Minute Reviews. Now, if y'all take a look over on that side of the studio, you'll see a really cool invention from the 1980s. It's called a blackout button. Now, you might be wondering why I draw your attention to that. Well, it just so happens that that is part of the subject of today's review. For today on 5-Minute Reviews, we have Blackout. This one is a very interesting one, as it has a very unique premise and an equally unique fate and very dubious, quote, honor. But we'll get to that later. Blackout premiered on January 4th, 1988 on CBS. Announcing was originally Johnny Gilbert, who you probably recognize best from Jeopardy! And in March of that same year, Jay Stewart assumed the announcing duties for the rest of the show's run. It was sadly the last game show assignment for the veteran announcer, as he died in September of the next year. Hosting the show was game show host Bob Goen.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you very much. And hello, one and all. Welcome to the show.
Like Pyramid, Blackout paired up celebrities with civilian contestants in two different teams. The objective here is really quite simple. Both teams were shown a word puzzle which consisted of a sentence or two with 4 keywords missing. All either of the two teams had to do was correctly solve 2 of them. Now, this isn't Deal or No Deal, so of course there's more to it. One team playing at a time, one celebrity was first shown one of the 4 words and told they had 20 seconds to record a description of it for their partner. The contestant, meanwhile, was isolated by physically sliding their half of the podium away from their partner and having them wear headphones that prevented them from hearing anything. The rules for description, by the way, were actually really quite lenient, as they were only told not to say the word or part of the word and to not repeat descriptive words.
Well, a fighter throws one of these things and tries to hit Rocky through these. We had, and Judy was the team. And you want to drink this in the summer because it's really refreshing. You have a nice bowl of, and then you can go around and if you hit somebody or slap them or pound them with a glove, bag.
After they finished, the contestant was slid back into place and the recording was played back for them. However, you might be wondering at this point about those bicycle handle-looking things on the podium and why they bothered with an audio recording. Well, this is where the fun started. While the recording was played back, the opposing team celebrity could mute 7 seconds worth of the recording by pushing the blackout button in front of them. That's what the handlebar-looking thing is, by the way. Remember when I said they couldn't repeat descriptive words? Well, if they did, for every repeated word, a full second of blackout time was added, making this just that much harder. And saying the word or part of the word automatically forfeited the turn for that team. Anyways, after the censored recording was played back, the contestant had to try and guess the word. If they got it correct, they were granted $100 and a chance to solve the puzzle. An incorrect guess gave a chance to guess the word to the opposing team, who had heard the entire description without censor. A correct guess again granted the $100 to the opposing team and a chance at the puzzle. By the way, the money granted per word was inconsequential to the gameplay. Should neither team be able to guess the word, it was simply revealed and they'd move on without a puzzle guess. This continued on until one of the two teams finally solved the puzzle.
John tried to flirt with the pretty pedestrian and hit a pole. He learned that it's not good to wink and drive.
That's it. Yeah. Not good to wink and drive. You remember the twist?
Round 2 brought a very minor change. Now the celebrities were the listeners and guessers, while the contestants were the describers and censors. Other than that, this round was played just like round 1. Now remember what I said, it took 2 puzzle solves to get to the bonus round, and it was very easily possible to end up in a tie. Luckily, there was a tiebreaker round. It was one more word to describe and guess. The contestants whose team had gotten the most words correct over the entire game was shown a word and then given the option of being the describer or the censor. This time, the describer only had 10 seconds to describe the word, and the censor only had 3 seconds of blackout time. A correct guess granted that team the win, while an incorrect guess granted the victory to the other team by default. Now, me personally, I think that's a touch harsh, and I really believe the other team should have had to earn their victory by actually guessing it. But I can understand why it was done this way as well, because of time restraints. Like I said, very interesting and very unique premise. Ready to see what they did with it in the bonus round?
A little touch of the nerves up here. Lee's a little worried and trying to get some money. We got $10,000 on the line. I know you guys can do it. Good luck. Lee, you decided you'll be able to see the clue screen, but Fred's back will be to the screen. Like, let's see, it'd be something like that. There we go.
They completely ditched it in favor of a completely different premise. Normally, I'd be a little upset that it doesn't have anything to do with the main game or the great premise they already had. But in this case, I'll give them a pass because the new premise is pretty good too, and because there really wasn't much else they could have done with the audio sensor premise. So this bonus round can also be called the clue screen round. This large set piece they've dragged out has a screen facing the players. Over the course of 70 seconds, both the celebrity and contestant would be given a category. After deciding which player was going to be the clue reader and which was going to be the solver's back was turned to the screen while the reader was shown the word via host card. Clues would then start to display every 2 seconds on the clue screen. When the reader thought enough clues were displayed for the solver to successfully guess the word, they would yell, "Solve it!" This was the solver's cue to spin around, read off the clues, and try to guess the word. Each correct answer here was worth $250, again inconsequential to the gameplay. An incorrect guess, by the way, carried no penalty other than simply lost time. The ultimate goal was to correctly identify 5 words in under 70 seconds. The jackpot in play here was $10,000, although either way the contestant would be invited back to the next episode. Oh right, I forgot to mention, the returning champion rule was in play here with a 5-show cap.
Solve it.
Toothbrush. That's it! You got $10,000! Whoa! That is incredible! I think that's the fastest time it's ever been done.
And now for the sum up, and it's a depressing one. Blackout lasted only from January 4th, 1988 to April 1st of that same year, a mere 3-month run. Internationally, however, a Dutch version of Blackout ran for 2 years in the Netherlands from 1991 to 1992. Remember when I said this show had a very dubious honor associated with it? Well, it's the only game show in game show history to be replaced by the very same game show that this show itself had replaced. And that show, say it with me everyone, you know the reference hasn't been blatantly made yet. That show was...
From Television City in Hollywood, this is the $25,000 Pyramid. Today's special guests are Abby Jones.
The $25,000 Pyramid. I think I referenced this very thing on my Pyramid review, but there you go. My final thoughts are simply that Blackout had a good and unique premise, and I really wish it had gotten a longer run. Hey, modern day remake anyone?
Well, thanks a lot for being here. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Marky. $650 for you. See you tomorrow. Jan, we'll see you tomorrow, too. Until next time, Bob going so long for Blackout. Bye-bye.
And that just about wraps things up. You know, I really thought that show had some really good potential. I really did. So, too bad it got taken off the air so quickly. All right, well, time to wrap things up. Be sure to visit us on Facebook at the address you see there, and also be sure to check out the Twitter feed at the handle you see there. And as always, I'm your game show reviewer, reviewing the game show greats and the occasional dud. Test, test. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, that's better. Okay, maybe the world wasn't quite ready for that. All right, well, anyway, it's time to wrap things up. I'm your game show reviewer, reviewing the game show greats and the occasional dud. I'll see you next time.